In this video, we're going to go through an example on this code base, which is the Expensify open source app. So here we can see this is the actual app, this is the open source repo, and we're going to ask the BLACKBOXAI coding agent. We're going to tell it, I want you to detect a security issue in this code base and suggest how it should be fixed. So here we have this very large code base. We can take a look at it in a minute, but now the agent already is going through it. So first it's gonna search through security related code. Since there are many files, it's gonna be searching through the different files here to detect. Let me search for potential network request and data handling. It's checking through those. Let me search for configuration files and environment variables that might contain sensitive information. So and once again, to give you a very brief overview on the beginning, the user wants me to detect security issue in this code base. Since there are many files, okay, so here we're gonna common security issues, hard-coded secrets, insecure data storage, improper input validation. So we're gonna let it continue. There's an env file. Let me check the configuration files. Let me check for other configuration and examine the web proxy configuration. Okay. Let me check the proxy configuration. So it's going through. Let me examine the authentication and API handling code. Okay. So it's scanning through this code base. We're going to take a look here. If you want to see it, there's the Android app here. There's desktop. So we can see it's a pretty large code base. Now let me examine the API utils and network handling. So it's examining the code base so that it can have a full understanding and full context of it. Let me check the network directory. Let me examine the main network index file. So it's also understanding how the HTTP requests are made. So as you can see, it's building its understanding of this code base. Okay, so now based on the thorough analysis, now we have a initial recap. Okay, so it's a valuable, okay, recommended fixes. So we're gonna take a look at it before we proceed, but let's expand. Okay, so based on my thorough analysis of the Expensify React Native application code base, I have identified several security issues and areas of concern. Let me create a comprehensive security assessment plan. Okay, so we can actually ask it if we want to make a report of this. We can tell it to, can you generate a markdown report of these issues and recommendations. So now this will generate for us this as a report, so that if we want to keep it now we're starting to generate it. And I'll create a comprehensive security assessment report in markdown format for you. So now we have this report being generated, and actually once this is done, we can assign one of those recommendations to the agent as the first fix that it can go through. So we're going to let it finish the report, and we're going to be able to preview it. But here, while this is ongoing, so one critical hard-coded partner credentials config. So okay, there's here one issue. Okay, so now here we're in manual mode. We're going to save this report, we're going to preview it, and now we can see this is the report that got generated. So we can open it in a larger screen right here. but essentially these are the recommendations. So we have some critical recommendations, some high secure API key management, short-term improvement, fixed CORS configuration, enhanced input validation. Okay, so we have all of these. Should I proceed with, now it asks us an initial question, the security report has been completed and identify 5 security vulnerabilities, 1 critical, 1 high, 2 medium, and 1 low. So we have the review here, and now we're going to tell it, it's asking if you want to proceed with additional dynamic security testing of the remaining areas listed above, or would you prefer to skip the additional testing? Okay, so now we're going to actually tell it, implement a fix for the critical issue identified. So not only did the agent generate for us a complete report of the security assessment of this Expensify React Native app, so we have the summary, we have the detailed findings, and now it's actually where it's showing it to us. We're seeing the real-time coding changes from the agent. Now we're once again in manual mode. Here the user can fully control how the agent is going through it. If we switch it to auto mode, we're going to let it fully proceed, save those edits, and complete the task. So let me create a secure configuration validation utility to ensure required credentials are provided. Config validation. Okay. Allowed origins for CORS request. Let me create a secure CORS configuration fix for the web proxy. Let me update the existing proxy file to use secure CORS configuration. Okay. So here we're in autonomous mode. The agent is completely going through these code edits. Let me create a comprehensive security implementation guide and update the security report. Okay. So here are the critical fixes that were applied. So it's generating for us a recap of these critical fixes that were security implementation guide. So we're going to let it complete this. Okay, and now it's going to finalize. I have successfully detected and fixed the critical security issue in the Expensify React Native code base. Here's a comprehensive summary. Critical issue fixed, hard-coded partner credentials. Okay. So medium issue fix as well. It went ahead with a median issue. Critical next steps. Okay. Rotate, expose, credentials changed all previously. Okay. Test the implementation, deploy securely. All right. So here we can also take a look at the This document outlines the security fixes implemented to address critical vulnerabilities identified in the app. So before we used to see them this way. Now we removed any of these showing right here. Next we have the .env example. Comprehensive environment variable template created it, which is an important file. Typically it should be there in the repos. We should have those .env.example, so it did create this important file to serve as the reference, and created the config validation, a comprehensive configuration validation system, secure logging, runtime validation, key features. Okay, and there's a medium issue fixed, secure CORS configuration, key functions. Before it looked like this, and now it's checking if set secure CORS header secure with origin validation. Okay, additional security validation, implementation steps, security checklist, verification steps, impact summary, security improvements. We have this recap, risk reduction, so here's a brief recap of leveraging the BLACKBOXAI coding agent for security use cases on existing large code bases, and also not just serving for the analysis but also for fixing those that were identified.